Just flip this.
Exactly right.
How it should have. Good. ये अच्छी बात.
एक तो आपके पास हर जगह है आपकी.
All right. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. That shows that you are all ready to listen, right? Good. All right. Artificial intelligence has come, right? How old is artificial intelligence?
Started in 1969.
How old is artificial intelligence? बताइए ना कितने साल पुरानी है? 50-60 years, right? 50-60 years. जब से प्रोफेसर साहब आए हैं तब से आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस है. कैसे वो बोलते हैं, कहाँ से डाटा लाते हैं, कहाँ से कंटेंट आता है, तो लोग बोलते हैं आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस में क्या, हमारी तो आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस तभी से ही है जब से प्रोफेसर साहब हैं. और ये तभी से ही है, 60 years से ही है, 55-56 फर्स्ट टाइम द टर्म वाज कॉइन्ड, एंड अराउंड दैट टाइम द आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस है. ही इज सो गुड एट डेटा एट एवरी प्लेटफॉर्म. पीपल से कि कहाँ से बोल रहे हो, तो यहीं से बोलते हैं, पेपर नहीं है, कुछ नहीं है. So I am from the aviation, right? I come from the airport authority of India, and aviation is known as an industry full with documentation, referencing, and manuals, right? One day in a conference, in a meeting with the senior executive, where Mr. Chairman was also there, one officer was reading a paragraph, a reference. So Chairman said, "Would you like to pass on that paper to me?" So then he gave that notebook to him, which was blank. He said, "You're speaking for the last 5-10 minutes. I thought you were reading. Where are you reading from?" He said, 35 years I spent time reading from here. That's so is a professor. He reads from his mind when he speaks. Right. Now I am standing here with reference to the book. That's one part of it. Not only that the book you can anytime read. I need not to brief you about the book. But then for the students who are here in a big number, right? So what is that you are looking for? Where the term of Middle East comes into being, and okay. And it's very unfortunate that we are discussing this subject which is on the Silk Route, and which we think that India should be a bridge between the Middle East and South Africa, and then we are amongst the war, right? So with all deep concern, we all give our condolences to the people we are losing every day. So that is very sad part, right? So, but then as Professor said, it's very temporary, right? It is not going to be permanent, and we all hope that things should settle down very fast, right? So that's one thing. Now coming to why this subject is so important of today, right? Professor Saab has written many books, and he is fond of writing books, as I mentioned. And while I think today we are released on book, he will be ready for another book soon. That's all. When his next book's coming, I don't know. But then India is known for bridging with the community. We are known for that, and same way we are known for bridging the businesses, right? The Silk Route used to pass through India. We only have closed that, and probably it will be revived. And I am from the aviation, and we are talking of now going to UK by bus. Their routes have been opened, right? People, it is expensive. Maybe one day it will become cheap, and the future of travel will be by road. Because the COVID has brought people back to their cubicles, and the cubicles they can carry with them. The caravan are getting popular, and people want to travel in their home environment, and that's why caravans are getting popular, which is already popular abroad. USA, Canada, before everybody owns a caravan, and even if they are not using, at least they are having in the backdrop, because making a room is more expensive than owning a caravan. So that's why they can have a movable house everywhere. But now, the future is that we will be traveling more. And as you travel more on the road, you are not only traveling, you are communicating with the societies. And when you are communicating, you are learning. And then you are trading also. And trade which takes you back again and again. So So that's what is the change. And then Middle East as a gateway to Africa and building the economy, India has been a great part of it, right? Now, there is a lot of data we quote, and data is that we will become the third largest. We are already third, and we will become the third sooner, and we will become the top one day. But we do not know. The data is very dynamic. We already have a war going on. What war, this shape it will take, we do not know. So we should not believe in the numbers, but we should believe in the trends. Right? The numbers could be changing, but the facts and the trends will stay back. Trend is that India had always been a sustainable nation, and it will continue. God forbid, it will continue to be as sustainable as one could think of. And if in COVID, if any nation who have never had a fear, it was India, and India showed the way to the world. So sustainability is there, built into us, and the data, as I mentioned, data figures keep on changing and they are not stable. But then here comes what makes that book that will come true, right? We Indians by nature are able to drive what the other person wants, right? And that is one reason you will find Indians everywhere, right? And what for they are there for the job or the productivity for that nation. Those countries, those nationalities are keeping them there. It is not by gratis, only because they need them. So we are people who have been loved by the people abroad, right? So that means that we can survive and we can sustain in any environment, right? Sometimes when you are looking for a good AC, and then you say कि Dubai वाला model है ना, because that can sustain 55 and 60 degree, and in full of heat that AC will work in India. But when they have to look for a labor, they say Indian labor लेना, because they can sustain in all weather. उनको जगह मिले ना मिले, weather कैसा भी हो. So we are loved for that. We have been protected. We have got a need. People know, recognize us for some reason. So that's the reason that we are sustainable. We can deliver. We can deliver, and world knows that. Right? So that's where here this book comes from, and this book also talks about anything which is needed, be it PPP, be it modeling of any kind. But about that, it talks of happiness index and prosperity, and how that can be achieved. And maybe if any benchmark that will be looked for among the countries over a period of time, that will be the happiness index. Bhutan has already shown that matters, and probably India is also known for that. But somehow or other, we are a mix. We like commercialism as well as the happiness. But then our happiness is derived more from more money than for anything. But that has been now recognized, that we are happy, and that happiness is because of our diversity. That diversity keeps us alive, right? And then we will continue to evolve. As I was writing the prelude for the book, and then this is not that the book has been written and then it will come into action the next day. Rome was not built in a day. We will have to continue to work in that direction. And that is the reason this book is being disclosed among the students of this institution, because their minds are very agile and they can work on that. And you had a lot of conferences, seminars, where this subject shall be deliberated further. This content of this book shall become the part of discussion and deliberation at your disposal, whatever the subject where it comes into being. so that periodically we should review this. So that's one role at your end is. And then we can draw a roadmap for working on that. That could be in the form of we should expand the parameters which have been mentioned. They are not limited to that. We can add more and more paragraphs to that. And then the focus has been that we should catch them when they are young. So the students who are sitting there, they should not get drifted towards the ongoing environment on which they are seeing. They should see that there is something beyond that. Right, this war and COVID has made many people sad. There's nothing to become sad because we have been sustained over in the past, and we will sustain in the future too. So that's why we want that this institution can think of bringing some scholarship schemes so that the subject is retained in the minds of the young people. We can draw some kind of roadmap for 2040 action-oriented students or volunteers from other institutions. This is a great opportunity for your institution to become an anchor for dealing with other institutions developing the subject, and some kind of a competition, some kind of a scholarships can be brought into being. And then we can create a team of volunteers. It could not necessarily official, not becoming government, but it could be volunteer also. And then institutions, the teachers, the leaders have great role in developing that students shall be educated towards expanding trade and economy from outside the country. It hasn't happened in the past, but then it has not happened the way we want it. So because we have been used by the business power abroad, but now we want that we should not be used. We should use the our potential and skill in harnessing the business potential of our nation. That's one. And then money makes the merry-go-round. Writing the books will not be sufficient that we bring this into being. Maybe some kind of funds, maybe some kind of resources needs to be allocated, generated or established. Industry can come forward, or some like-minded person can come forward, and they should be, as I mentioned, there should be a roadmap drawn, and for that there should be a fund, or there should be some kind of resource bank that should be there. That we should analyze what kind of resources are needed. Could be in the form of human resource, could be in the form of some money, and could be in the form of some kind of bilateral, some kind of networking between the nation and the university and students. So like I recall, in good old days, our school used to have an association with South African school, or schools in German, schools in Korea, and that there used to be bilateral system. Knowledge exchange, so that something could be on those lines, we can always say. And then nothing comes on the ground without the government support. And these projects like this, we need the government support, be it at the ministry level, be it at the PMO level, and then that will come only once the momentum has been started by the institutions like you. And once there is a wave which has started, and then it will draw the attention of everybody who is working for this cause. That's one thing. And the examples, I can give examples of sustainability that has come into being from aviation. You see, if we talk of 30 years back when I started, there were only four airports: Delhi, Bombay, Kolkata, Chennai. Probably then we ended there were 5 international airports, and today we have got 25 plus international airports. And there used to be 10 or 12 major airports. Now we've got 125, 30 airports. And then the government is saying that we are going to add 200 airports in the coming years. So the country already has 500 airports which are underutilized, underdeveloped, or not used at all, which they are going to revive. So sustainability is there, efforts needs to be there, and focus efforts needs to be there. So coming to the book, yes, I am sure that book will attract you all, and it will not only attract the avid reader, but it will also attract the students and the government officials and the policy makers and the thinkers who are interested in developing this further. And readers will find that this is just this will open the mind that will compel them to take up further projects in the same area. And as I mentioned, Silk Route is very important and dear to everybody. I have partly traveled on the Silk Road from Russia to Tashkent to Samarkand, Uzbekistan. And the people recall how healthy it used to be for trade, and now I think it is being revived, and projects like this will further compel the projects to open. So I think the wisdom will prevail, and this project will come true. This book shall be taken as a project in itself. Only then this will take shape in reality, and people will take good appreciation. That's what I personally feel. And right, we are here. Anything further, we can really satisfy your questions on the subject. Right? Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Right.
Musical chairs.
Right.
This must be somebody else's.
Okay, right here.
So, the last part I just missed the Africa part for you, because India is 3.7 trillion, roughly, 2023 if you take. Middle East is 5.0 trillion with just 483 million population. The third figure that comes in is 1.46 billion of the whole African economy, and their economy is 3.11 trillion. So if you add all of that, we are already at 11.92 trillion for this idea, that is India, Middle East, Africa. So I have given a very logical, reasonable target, because 2025, this will be 30 trillion. And there's no rocket science. It's not by virtue of inflation. I don't predict and forecast without proper arithmetic means. It's important to know that.